How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, let's recap how you're doing.
Let's
You had your birthday, right? Just recently.
man, my birthday was on last Sunday.
You had one show which is going to Broadway. You have another show which is on Broadway.
Yeah.
You're engaged to be married.
That's true.
You're a two musical household. She's in a Broadway hit show. You're in a Broadway show.
Yes. Well, she actually just left.
Oh, did she? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she had to get some. Well, she's got surgery on her foot, so she'll be.
Oh, gee.
She'll be in a cast for.
It's hard to be a diva floating up in the air when you got that.
It is. Although, you're not using your foot at that point.
Yeah, right, a little bit, yeah. So you've been a two musical household.
Oh, yeah.
And the Cowboys won.
Cowboys.
And the Giants lost, which you were rooting for. Admit it. You were rooting for the Giants to lose.
Oh, absolutely. Although I will say Drew Brees did a little too well, and I lost one of my fantasy games.
Oh, you still have time for fantasy? How are you doing?
I have two fantasy leagues. Oh, I'm first place in one league and third in the other.
How many people in the leagues?
12.
12 in each?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and there's money in both of them, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
It's real money, yeah.
We have a league over at Rock of Ages that that we've done for the past few years, and last year I got second place, and I believe 3 days ago, Mitch Jarvis finally paid me my money. I was like,
why aren't you a Rangers fan? I approve you being a Yankees fan because I have season tickets.
I don't know. When I was a kid, I always loved baseball, but there was something. We were more of a football household, so I was always a Cowboys fan. Baseball, nobody really seemed to care about, but I always played, and I guess I always wanted to live in New York, and so I just started rooting for the Yankees at a young age, and my aunt brought me a Yankees hat when I was like in 8th grade, and
you were sold.
I just wore it all the time, and I just kind of became one through the hat.
The Yankees are the movie baseball team. Like if anybody goes to a game in a movie or whatever, especially in the old movies where there's movies about baseball, it's always the Yankees.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I was a fan, even though I grew up.
It's always it's funny because it's like America's most hated teams by everyone else that's a sports fan, the Cowboys and the Yankees.
Exactly. Yeah. You like the abuse. You like to.
I love the abuse, but I love the gloating as well.
You like the winners.
Yeah.
Were you on the baseball team?
I played baseball when I was younger. When I was a kid. I was pretty good, and then I stopped growing.
That ended the basketball career.
Well, I never was good at basketball.
You couldn't even be on Lysistrata Jones.
Well, listen. I'm doing fine without Lysistrata right now.
Yeah, you're doing great.
No, I played baseball. I got into long story short, I got into an accident when I was in like 7th or 8th grade, and I had to stop playing sports for a while. Funny enough, I kind of got into singing and theater a little bit more at that point. So
I have a friend who was a big sports guy, and he got in an accident in middle school, and he became a sports caster. He's on ESPN Radio now. And
wow.
Yeah.
Who is it?
He's in San Francisco. Jason Page.
Yeah, I listen to ESPN Radio all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
That's why he was in Connecticut, and he's out, and he's been on Sirius. He was on them for a while.
Yeah, that's why I usually listen to Sirius.
Yeah,
I have it in my car. I have a car. So.
You have a car? That's exciting.
Well, I live in Jersey.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
It's the only reason I moved out there.
So you could have a car.
And to please the lady.
She wanted a little room?
She wanted some room. It's great. It's beautiful out there. Mm-hmm. The commute's not bad. I literally live on the water facing the city.
Oh, right there.
So, I can...
You can jump.
I can see it, and I have to deal with it.
How do you get in?
Ferry. I take the ferry.
Oh, that's nice.
Lovely.
So that's quick. That's cool.
Yeah, I get here in less than half an hour usually, which was about as much time as it used to take me when I lived in Queens.
You have definitely had a crazy year. Definitely. I forgot the movie.
It's funny. It's been a crazy year, but there were 4 months where I was not doing anything.
But you knew more stuff was coming.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a little relief.
It was like crazy and then dead and then crazy.
And then super crazy.
And super crazy,
Yeah. And of course the movie. You were in Rock of Ages. This is true. You're in Rock of Ages, and the first night that you actually got to perform, you were a swing, right?
I was
the first night you got to perform, there's Todd Graff in the audience.
Yeah, I went on for Constantine as the lead.
Mm-hmm.
2 days of rehearsal. I didn't even finish the show in rehearsals, and I just winging a prayer. I had a bunch of friends out there, and Todd happened to be in the audience, yeah.
And you're lucky that people didn't say, I want to see Constantine, I'll come back tomorrow or something. That can happen too. That's the hateful part of being a swing.
He wasn't above the title, so they couldn't get their money back.
Oh, that's right.
So, I guess they stayed.
Cool.
Anyways, that's a good thing about not being an understudy to above the title.
Did he come back stage? Todd, or you just remembered you and wrote down your name? He's like,
no,
all right.
I didn't meet him until a couple weeks later because he just finished writing the movie, I guess, and he saw the show, and it was lucky because it was before I had a wig, so my hair was just this long.
So you didn't look like a crazy rocker.
No, I looked like a normal kid,
Mm-hmm.
and so I don't know. I always think that that's the only reason because I didn't have my crazy wig on. But I guess he contacted Telsey, casting director, and got my info. And I did a reading for him of the movie, and I didn't think about it for like a year and a half, and then all of a sudden, it was back on the table and happened just like that.
Where'd you film?
Atlanta,
Okay.
in and around Atlanta. Yeah,
The black capital of America.
it's a beautiful city.
Yeah.
What I loved about Atlanta, and which I also love about our movie, is the fact that it's so ethnically diverse without having to state that it is.
Mm-hmm.
You walk around the city and you see just diversity living out without any sort of without having to be I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's so diverse, but nobody seems to think about it or pay any attention to it. And what's also great about that in the movie is there's lots of interracial relationships.
Mm-hmm. Like yours.
Yeah, well, there's mine. There's black and white. There's black and Asian. I feel like there's another one, and it's great. And the best part is that it's never spoken about.
Mm-hmm.
It's never
so
seen as an issue.
If Queen Latifah isn't happy, it's because of different.
Yeah,
she just doesn't like
there's
Dolly
never
Parton.
one mention of like some white boy. No, it has nothing to do with that. There's literally no mention of race in the movie whatsoever, which is pretty incredible, I thought.
Yeah, it's kind of like New York in that way. You go there and
Yeah.
there's just everybody's around. You don't think
Yeah.
about it. You notice it when you go. I was just down south, and you notice when you're in like Alabama, you're in a church, and like every single person's white. I'm like,
Yeah.
something's weird. I don't realize
Yeah.
what it is, and finally I
Yeah,
realized
yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, everybody looks exactly the same.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's we're slowly getting there.
Oh, yeah.
And us in the entertainment industry certainly can do all we can to help it.
Have you seen the film yet?
I haven't. There've been a couple screenings, mostly in LA, though I haven't been able to see it yet. But a lot of people have seen it and they've said it's great. So, I mean, I love the movie, love the script and love filming it. So I can only imagine that the final product is equally as special.
Yeah, for a second I thought you were Dolly Parton's son. I wasn't thinking. She looks eternally, and I thought you would. Then that means you were the happiest, luckiest baby in the world.
I could have been her. I mean, if she had me at a later age, I could have certainly. But grandson.
Yeah, grandson,
Yeah.
obviously. Now Newsies, you play Jack, and here you play Clyde, and they're kind of similar in a way, but they go down completely different paths. I mean,
Yeah,
Jack.
they're very similar in that they both wear news caps at the beginning of the show. No, what is going on? Let's close this door. What is that?
I don't know, somebody's looking up at the ceiling like they're wondering, what's that noise?
I think it's coming out of the speaker. Anyways, they both come from nothing. They come from either completely sorry. They both come from no money.
Yeah.
Jack literally lives on the streets. Clyde lived in a tent under a viaduct growing up as a kid. I mean, they had nothing, and they have these great dreams and aspirations and no real way to accomplish them. Jack, however, finds the high road and rebels against the man in a more contained, legal manner. And Clyde rebels against the man in by shooting him.
It's